action that we need to deal with for the accusative is asking questions. We have three question words that are going to be very important right now. Wer, wen, and was. Wer you've seen before, believe it or not, way back in chapter 1. And it means who. Looks like where, but totally does not mean that. It means who. Was you've seen, and hopefully you remember asking something like was ist das? Or was machst du? What are you doing? What is that? And so on and so forth. Wen, however, is new. Wen and was are used to inquire about the direct object of a sentence. Wen asks whom, and was asks what. Wen is used to ask about a person. Please do not confuse wen with wer. Wer asks about the subject of a sentence, while wen asks about the direct object. It's the difference between English's who and whom. You can have a lot of people in a sentence. Like you could have Margaret hit Hedvig, but not all of them are the direct object. Who's the one that's receiving the action? That is the wen. If you're asking, whom did Margaret hit? She hit Hedvig. Hedvig is the direct object. She's the one receiving the hit. So she's the one getting the action. She's the one who's the direct object. So if you wanted to know whom she hit, who is Margaret hitting, who is getting the action of her hit, you need to ask wen. If you want to know who is the one that's doing the hitting, you would ask wer. We always mess this up, and I know I just said who like several million times, but we always mess this up in English because we don't normally think about it because we're not English teachers. We just kind of say whatever it is we want to say. But wen asks about a person who is the direct object, is what's important to know right here. Wer asks for the subject of a sentence, who of course is also a person. Here's an example of each. Wer wohnt in Dresden? That is a sentence asking who. Who is the one that is living? Answer, Heike wohnt in Dresden. Heike is the one that lives in Dresden. She is the one that is doing the living. She is the one performing the action in that sentence. So she is the one that is the subject. Subject, Heike, and there is no direct object in that sentence because you ask yourself, Heike lives what? We have no idea. We know where she lives, but not what she lives. In fact, that sentence makes no sense. So, wen asks for the direct object. Wen kennst du? Whom do you know? Ich kenne die Lehrerin is the answer. I know the teacher. Your subject is ich or du, depending, because that is the one doing the knowing. And the direct object is the teacher. That's what or whom they know. Was is very simple. It's only used to ask about an object. If the direct object is a thing, you ask was. If it's a person, you ask wen. So was kaufst du? Ich kaufe den Kuli. I'm buying the pen. Subject is ich or again du, depending. And the direct object is den. Kuli, sorry. Now you try. Pause this recording and fill in wer, wen, or was for each question. Did you do it? Let's take a look at the answers. First one, the correct answer is wer. If you look at the word kommt heute, there is no subject there. You have no idea who is coming, so you need to ask who, which is wer. Number 2, blank machst du? The answer is was. You know who, you, and machen means do, so obviously it's what are you doing? Number 3 is wen. Anna is already there. She is the subject of the sentence. We want to know who she's bringing along, so we need to ask whom is Anna bringing? Number 4 is also was again. What does Sarah play? Sarah spielt on the weekend. What is she playing? We need to know. And number 5 is wen. Whom do I know? I don't know. Tell me.